Hi, having troubles cleaning your deep fryer? Well, today I'll show you how to do it really nice and easy. But in the meantime, let's just drop some chicken in the oil so we have something to eat later on. But let's have a closer look. Alright, that's the deep fryer from Royal Catering. It has 3.2 kilowatts of power, which is on the very edge of what a normal wall socket can handle. So it is quite powerful, very efficient. It's meant rather for businesses that do a lot of frying. So is the capacity, 13 liters. That's quite a lot of oil, so it's for larger quantities. Of course, it's also made of stainless steel, so it is easy to clean and maintain. In my research and my testing, I've gathered some frequently asked questions, one of which is how many fries you can put in a deep fryer, in this model in particular. So this is a very relative question. First of all, it depends on your oil level. If it's up to the max, well, you just have to look at the basket, right? Because weights differ. If you're doing sweet potatoes, whole wedges, it may take a little bit more grams. The producer says, I believe it is 750 grams, but you just have to watch that the product is covered, so you just put it up to the half or maybe 2/3 of the basket, just to make sure that the oil covers the whole product. And there's a question, how much oil do you put inside? Well, up to the maximum level, it's 9.5 liters. The marking is on the heating element. Let me just lift it up for you. So there's a minimum and a maximum level for oil. And you have to be very vigilant checking the oil levels, because if it goes below minimum level, first of all, you will not achieve proper frying results, because it will not cover the whole product that you are frying. If you overfill it, if you drop a full basket into the oil, well, it may flow over the edges, or some products, when they're wet, they will froth up, and you just need that little bit of space. One more question is how the tap works and whether it has a sieve. Well, it definitely has a sieve that you can remove. There you go. It goes on the pipe there. So that protects the tap from chunkier bits that may clog up the tap. And basically the tap works in a very simple way. Let me just move it out of the way. You just lift the safety, open it up, let it flow down into a vessel, sort of a container. Make sure it's not plastic, always metal, because the oil might be hot. And you just close it down. But to the main important bit, how to clean the device. Because that's always a hassle, especially during service. Well, there's two ways to do that. First of all, you can lift up the heating element. It will hinge itself in the upward position. There's a special lock down there. So you can sort of take a sieve and take whatever out, whatever's swimming in the oil. The proper way to do it, though, is to let the oil cool down a bit, but still keep it warm, because when it's warm, it's runny. You can lift out the whole thing, leaving you with an open barrel. And while I'm at it, because that's a very important bit, if you lift it upwards or when you take it out, the device has a safety, which is right here. There's a button. This device will work only when it's pressed down. So when you put it back on, always make sure that it's pressed down, that it makes that characteristic click. Alright, but just take it out, open the tap, let the oil run down the tap into a vessel, and there's always two ways to do it. First of all, I reckon, like on-the-go cleaning from Monday to, let's say, Saturday, you can use hot oil, the same you just did the frying in, because that will just loosen up all the hard bits, and you can clean the oil with just oil, which is great because you don't need any detergents. Once in a while, though, it's good to fill it up with water, give a bit of detergent, turn the heating element on, let it boil, and that will just clean it like properly, give it a really nice shine. All right. In regard to the basket itself, Well, one of the most frequently asked questions is how to assemble it, because in transport it will come disassembled, right? Because it will fit in the box a little bit better. But there's two ways to mount it. First of all, you can mount it the other way around, well, outside, and then just click the handle on that little lug. But I reckon that's a very well, wobbly method of mounting. What I always do is I just put that inside, lock it up there, and this way, even if it wobbles a little bit, it has nowhere to go. So the basket will not just simply fall in your hands, which I reckon is very important when you're handling hot food straight from the fryer. All right, so let me just put that back, but since I have the camera guy here, let's have a closer look at one thing that is a very important thing. The reset button is in the very back. I mentioned the oil level. So when the oil goes below a certain level, the device may overheat, like during service, when you're working with it for a long time. It may overheat, and in order to protect the whole heating element, it will turn off. So that's the button where you can reset it. So once it's turned off, you just wait a few minutes and you just press the button. It will reset, it will start working again. It just needs a couple of minutes. You just take the protective cap back on and you're ready to work again. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let me just quickly go over the controls. The controls are over top, fairly simple, on and off switch, click, click. There's a heating indicator, power indicator. The power indicator, of course, indicates that the power is on, that the device is plugged in. The heating indicator indicates, well, the device, the heating element is working, that it is heating. But you'll see that light flashing during service. If you see it go off, it means the device reached the desired temperature, and the automatic temperature control will hold it on that level. When it still goes below that desired temperature, it will turn the heating element on again. So that's pretty much it. So let's see how my chicken turned out. All right, I reckon it's nicely golden brown. So it literally took a couple of minutes. These are two bolts where you can hang the basket on, give it a bit of a shake, give it a couple of seconds for the oil to drop back down, and it's time to serve. So I have beautiful chicken schnitzels. As you can see, they turn out beautiful and delicious. There you go. All right, so I hope I answered all your questions. I thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope I see you next time.